Okay, so just overall, what do you think was missing tonight?
I think honestly, overall, in some moments, a little bit of intensity and bravery in the competitive aspect of the game, and then I think more than anything, just the moments of quality that we needed in possession of the ball, because I think we had moments in the game, we had spells in the game, obviously being behind at half time, but the first, I thought, 20-25 minutes of the second half particularly, we had some good momentum and some good areas of the field that we found our way into, and just didn't quite manage to connect with the quality in the end of the day.
What do you think the issue was at the back that enabled them to get in behind so easily a few times?
I think a lot of the game was played in transition moments from our mistakes, and so I think when that happens, those are difficult situations to recover, and there's a lot of running involved with that. And so when we weren't good enough in possession of the ball, as I didn't think we were for enough of the game tonight, you give the ball away and it creates counter-attacking moments and transition moments, and I felt a lot of their ability to run behind came from our mistakes and things that we could have avoided, and made it very difficult for ourselves.
What was their thinking then behind the half-time changes?
First one, Greg's had a couple of good moments in the game, obviously hits the post just before the second goal goes in. We felt we wanted to just change to a slightly more physical presence up there, and obviously hope that JJ would give us that. We also obviously needed to try and maintain a bit more control of the ball, and bringing Luis on was part of that decision.
When you have such a big crowd here, such a big match against a team close to you on the table, and you concede in the 6th minute, what does that do to the team, I guess, mentally?
First of all, I think the crowd tonight was fantastic for much of the game, and they gave us energy, and when you do concede, like you say, early on in the game, it's definitely a deflating moment. It's something obviously that wasn't ideal for us. I don't think that was the key moment in the game. I felt we kept ourselves in the game, and like I say, first half I don't think we showed enough bravery and intensity to press and to quite compete well enough. But the crowd were fantastic, and it's unfortunate that we couldn't offer them a little bit more in terms of quality and getting ourselves back on the score sheet.
What do you think was the key moment then?
Well, the second goal is a key, always. Like I said, the moment comes from hitting the post at one end and very quickly after that, conceding the second goal. That's a different mentality, a different mental way of looking at the game at half-time, obviously being 1-0 down versus 2-0 down. And like I said, I felt early in the second half, the first 20 minutes of the second half, we had enough momentum, we had enough good possession of the ball, and were playing in the attacking half for long enough that those were the key moments, I think, for us in terms of finding our way back into the game. I think if we'd taken one of them, that would have energised the crowd even more, and I felt, even at 2-0 down there, if we'd taken a moment early in the second half, then I think that could have galvanised us, and I thought we did have some good momentum at that point.
There are going to be people, of course, who look at this game, especially with the context, and say Oakland just wanted it more. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I don't know necessarily that's the answer, to be honest with you. I know the players and how hard they've worked through this week and how they've prepared, and seeing them in the dressing room before the game and the mentality they had. I don't believe it was a lack of want to do well or a lack of wanting to win the game. I think it was other things beyond that, but I don't question the players from their honesty and their commitment.
You were here last season and then throughout this season from red to on. How do you explain the way that this season has gone in contrast to last season?
I think early in last season we got ourselves quickly into a run of into a winning habit, and that does become and stay a habit when you win games. I think obviously early on in the season we had a run where we won, I think, 6 games in a couple of weeks with 3 game weeks, and didn't manage to quite keep pushing from that point. And so, past that point, the season's been very up and down, and that that obviously means a difficult task mentally for the players as well as on the pitch. So I think that mentality and that confidence that you gain from winning a lot of games early in the season perhaps is something that was a different situation this year, and we weren't able to put that string of games together for long enough.
Of course, mathematically you're not out of it, but after losing on a day like today, how hard a task is it going to be to try and pick the boys up?
It's going to be a task, but it's a task that every one of us has to approach positively, because like you say, we're not out of things yet. funny things happen in the game sometimes, and until such time as it's not possible, then we'll be approaching next week's game as another must-win game, and we'll be attacking that with as much positivity and as we can. So we'll recover as best possible. We'll recap the game from tonight, and then we'll look forward into next week, and we'll go and try to win 3 points in San Diego and move from there. But one game at a time still, as we keep saying, and like you say, we're not out of it yet, and so we approach that game with positivity and we go and try and win.